Hello everyone, welcome to Community Distance Reiki. I'm your host, DanielleStimpson of Learn Reiki Philadelphia, and I'm so glad to have you here with me this afternoon. If you're new here, welcome in. Go ahead, click that live chat button. Feel free to introduce yourself and make any requests that you have for your personal healing. We're going to start things off by building a beautiful crystal grid exactly to the requests of everyone here. For those of you returning, welcome back. It's really wonderful to see you again. And if you're watching this on the replay, hello, go ahead and check out that description below for information about my regular days and times for streams. I'm here live 5 times a week, always the same days and same times. And if you would like to skip ahead to the healing portion, go ahead to almost the hour point, or when you see the lights begin to shift, and then you'll be just transported with a beautiful grid, music, and healing energy. So thank you all once again for being here. Feel free to go ahead and use those comments to request any healing, whether it's general or specific. You can request specific stones or let me grab them for you. And without any further ado, let's dive into the grid and say hello to everyone. Oh, wonderful. Okay, we've got to turn up the light just a wee bit. There we go. There we go. So we're starting things off with just a little bit of a mirror here to help deflect any energy that's not in our highest good, and a spiral of copper. And copper helps to break up any less than harmonious energy. It helps to get energy flowing optimally, and it's a great way to sort of start off our grid. So let's see and say hello to everyone here. Hey, Fiad Luna, good to see you. Jennifer Vatsa, Belinda Wade, good to see you too. Patty and Grace, welcome in. Good to see you all again. So let's see. I'm doing well, thank you. Let's see. Healing intentions for your back, low back pain, energy, getting better. Yeah, you've been under the weather for a bit. And heart healing. Reiki for traveling. And a crystal for love, is that? Oh, hey, Violet Integration, good to see you again. Healing for your mom and inner peace for you. I'm sorry to hear that your mom's under the weather, absolutely. Something for looping thoughts, tunnel vision, and expanding your perception, absolutely. And those are some awesome requests, Jen. So, existential crisis management, absolutely, understood. That is very much a theme this month, I'm finding. Stones, red coral, Lemurian quartz, smoky quartz, kyanite. Absolutely. So let's go ahead and dive in, start building things up. So back, low back pain, energy, feeling better. Heart healing. Let's start things off with some rutilated quartz. This is a stone that it's clear quartz with rutils running through it, and it's thought that those rutils help to focus the energy exactly where it needs to go. Also helps to focus the mind and really helps to hone the mind-body connection. This is one that is also really energizing. So if you are recovering energy from having been ill or under the weather, if you're feeling really burnt out or just sort of run down, this is a great stone. And it's also a beautiful gift for anyone who's going through their cancer journey. It's thought to help direct all of the healing that's going on to exactly what needs it most. So we'll put this in for Grace, as well as Korakara's stepfather, a regular of ours here whose stepfather could really use it. For heart healing, we have some rhodonite. This is great for kind of broken heart, unrequited love, breakup, all that kind of stuff. But especially if you've lost like a love of your life, it could also be for grief. And not just romantic love loss. It it can really be for a broken heart for any reason. But this is one that also helps with supporting the heart if you are healing from emotional abuse. It helps to balance the yin and yang within the body, and it can also help with allergies, autoimmune issues, and the lungs. So we'll bring in this rhodonite. Epidote helps with recovering from illness and injury, and it can also help with negative self-talk, which it sounds like it doesn't fully cover everything that Fiat Luna had mentioned, but it feels like this can help. So yeah, any kind of negative self-talk when we hear our mind kind of spiraling and we're beating up on ourselves, this can be really, really helpful. It also helps the nervous system and the skin, as well as it's thought to help the brain and things like Parkinson's. So we'll go ahead and bring Epidote in. Looks very similar to Unakite, and they're very similar stones, but yet different. It's also great if you want to connect with the fairy realm. Here we go. Amazonite can help the spine as well as the spinal nerves, and it supports anyone who is a bit of a caretaker by nature or by profession, oftentimes both, to remember to take care of themselves. That's whether you're a nurse, childcare provider, or just the helpful friend or family member that takes care of everyone when they need it most. Amazonite reminds us that we are just as beautiful and in need of the support that we show everyone else, and we are absolutely worthy of it and we need it. So Amazonite. Hey Maricela, Lisa, good to see you both here. You're fighting a migraine. Gotcha. Okay, we can definitely support some of that. Let's bring in some pink tourmaline. This is good for migraines and neuralgia and anything having to do with women's health. Anything. GYN issues of all types. Also helps dispel negative self-image. So this could help some of us in a lot of different ways. I mean, we live in a society that makes us feel so bad about how we look, don't we? Yeah, pink tourmaline is super helpful. It's also great for the spine as well, and it's included as one of the stones recommended for spinal injuries in many cases. So for those of you with back pain, maybe this can be helpful too. So pink tourmaline. Black tourmaline and clear green fluorite for migraines. Well, I can bring in some fluorite. Absolutely. Let's give that a shot too. And I definitely have lots of clear and green. We can make that happen. Fluorite comes in these natural octahedrons where this is how they naturally form. Isn't it wild? Pyrite forms in squares. It's wild too. But yeah, these can be great for relaxation and just chilling out in general too. And as fluorite being fluoride, it's thought to help the teeth too. So yeah, there we go. Fantastic. Hey, Cora Carr. Good to see you. Okay. Rhodochrosite, Unakite, Moonstone, Red Tiger Eye. Pink tourmaline, absolutely. Good thinking. Stepfather's colon cancer, we already put in some rutilated quartz with him in mind. Mother for financial abundance, absolutely. Understanding and applying spiritual knowledge. Prehnite definitely helps with understanding and applying spiritual knowledge. It's a great one for any kind of teaching or learning environment, especially when it comes to spiritually significant topics, energy work, etc. Can also aid with our intuition, especially with visualizing things like lucid dreaming, things like prophecy, divination, and is also thought to support the kidneys and bladder. This is one that also helps us with saying no to unfair demands, and I know some of us really struggle with that, so Prehnite, absolutely wonderful for all of those things. So let's go ahead and put some Prehnite in here. Hey Brintley, good to see you again. I'm going to bring in some green kyanite. Jen requested kyanite, and I'm going to bring in both blue and green, as they both feel really warranted today. Green kyanite will help Vincent as well. So green kyanite helps the throat, the lungs, the chest, the heart, asthma, and things like that as far as physically. When we were having really big spikes in COVID, this is one that we were putting in almost every grid. But this also has some really intense spiritual significance, and including how to take these spiritual practices that we have and our mundane life and kind of balance them, but also merge them together so that we can feel more whole with both sides of ourselves, not feeling quite so isolated from one another. It also helps with gaining wisdom through intuition, so that's definitely any kind of spiritual lesson or knowledge, as well as connection to nature spirits, especially those of plants. So if you're learning any herbalism, or if you're working with anyone who is, this is a great gift. So that is green kyanite. Blue kyanite is quite different. Still quite spiritual. It helps with radical self-acceptance, loving yourself exactly as you are, as well as understanding the intuitive messages we get, whether it's through reading tarot cards or just the guidance that we get in very profound and very subtle ways to kind of understand what spirit is meaning, as well as helping the brain, especially anything that impacts mobility or speech and communication. So blue kyanite. So there's both kinds of kyanite. Rhodochrosite helps mother-child bonding and can also help with healing the inner child, especially where there's been issues, friction, even abuse with a maternal figure. It's also thought to help telepathy and channeling, as well as heart and circulation, like the physical cardiac heart. It's thought to help connection with ancestors as well as deceased pets, if that's your intention. It also is thought to help asthma and stress headaches. So it certainly can't hurt the migraine. So it's not in the quartz family for you. So let's bring in this rhodochrosite. Unakite helps with everything having to do with women's health. It really is just a beautiful complement to the pink tourmaline. Everything from fertility to labor and delivery, prenatal, postpartum, as well as metabolism, and especially if metabolism issues are connected with the hormone profile or changes in a woman's life, as well as the actual heart and circulation of body fluids. This is also very much linked with addiction, especially quitting smoking. So, unakite. Moonstone helps with connection to the divine feminine, ancient wisdom, the rhythms of nature, and is very protective when you're traveling. So this definitely covers some requests here. Hey, Veronica. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear. Yeah, absolutely. I'm so sorry about that. Absolutely. Unakite can be really helpful, and I've just added that. The pink kyanite, the rhodochrosite can really help, and I'll also bring in one more too. Rhodonite can help. Rhodonite and rhodochrosite can help. Moonstone, as I mentioned, also good for intuition and connecting to divine timing and trusting divine timing. So there's Moonstone. Very much connected with also if you're looking for a romantic partner. This is thought to be a stone to help call upon that. So that's Moonstone. It's great for releasing patterns too. I'm also going to bring in Jet. This is good for grief and loss, and I usually bring this in for other folks who are here, and it's been a wonderful stone for us. Jet is wood that's been fossilized very quickly, like through volcanic activity usually. Usually petrified wood, the tree has to die and then slowly over time, under the right circumstances, turns to stone. Jet is something really hot happened and it transformed into a stone from being a tree. It's why it doesn't look like wood anymore. And this helps us to be present with our grief while allowing us to move through it without being overwhelmed or completely shut down and numb to it. So Jet can be really helpful. So I'm going to put that here. So lots of love to you. Lots and lots of love to you, Veronica. And staying grounded. All the things labradorite and moonstone has to offer. Sounds great, right? Let's do labradorite. Aids with better sleep, workplace harmony. It also aids in like research, study, and detailed attention. If you're going through anything and you're looking for like errors, omissions, like needle in a haystack work, like highly detailed work, superb. But also when it comes to sleeping, it can really increase sleep as well as clairvoyance, which is being able to see intuitively. It also helps us when we're traveling. It helps us to seek more joy in our travel. So we'll bring that in for sure. Ooh, golden labradorite. Anything to guide you and ease the transitions going on. Gotcha. And Chris, good to see you. Vincent, great to see you too. We've got Amazonite for the spinal stenosis, cold and flu, low metabolism, quit smoking. We've got Unikite. Got Unikite for metabolism. Yep, okay. I'm going to put the pink tourmaline back in just a moment, but I want to bring in some fossilized wood. Fossilized wood, like I mentioned earlier, the tree has to die before it can transition into being a stone. And this helps difficult transitions. It helps us to pace ourselves. It helps us to learn the lessons along the way and see the progress, less as torture and punishment and more as just a process to get us to where we're going. So fossilized wood. Let's actually put for something different today, put that on top of the spiral. There we go. Oop. Oh, maybe not, because these are just going to keep falling off. Chevron amethyst, celestite. Emerald sapphire, yellow calcite. Tree agate is sacred in Ayurveda. The energy pathways through the body in Ayurveda, which is the sister science of yoga, and we see it in India. These channels are thought to help be optimized and cleared and balanced by the presence of tree agate. So here we have tree agate, great for optimal healing and balance regardless of your body type or what's going on with it. It's very sacred for a reason. Really does help the energy move through the body in a great way. So let's go ahead and we'll place that here. Whoop. We have pyrite with the intention it support Korakar's request for her mom for abundance. This also helps the memory as well as brain function, aids with fever and the lungs, and is thought to help with anyone who's going through radiation treatments or any kind of radiation-based illness. And it's very protective and aids in intuition. So we'll bring pyrite in. Very much calls in financial abundance. Let's do a couple more pyrites. There we go. Lapis can be very, very helpful with pain and inflammation, as well as integrity, honesty, openness, clear communication. This is also helpful for personal responsibility, taking responsibility for yourself. It's also fantastic for moving up in your career. If you want to look for a new job or work with colleagues who have a lot of integrity, keeping the stone around can be really helpful. It's also thought to aid with disorganization and anything involving the inner ear, whether it's balance or actual hearing. So that's lapis lazuli. Next is yellow calcite, which is just a joy stone. This helps us to take joy and find joy and pride in who we are in a really healthy way. Helps us to engage in life with happiness, and in general just shines a really big ray of sunshine into pretty much anything. So definitely yellow calcite. Sapphire aids in channeling and spiritual communication, as well as, in a way, translating that information to someone else. So if you're somebody who is a reader or a channel medium, this is a great stone if you want to not only enhance the connection, but the way that you can express what you're experiencing to others. So sapphire. Emerald helps with skin and tissue and bringing back a passion for life that may have been maybe in the background when we're feeling a little like kind of having a hard time caring. This is a great stone to work with. It can also help with just in general calling upon success. So that's raw emerald for us. Beautiful. Red tiger eye can be highly protective. And this is whether it's like mundane kind of stuff or really nasty spiritual work, either one. Whether it's bullying, whether it's psychic attack, whether it's sexism, gaslighting, triangulation, all of those things, this can be incredibly helpful. It's also really great for calling upon finances in a hurry. Like if your back's against a wall and you really need some financial support, this is one that can be very, very helpful. If you want to leave out the fire quartz for the migraine person, just exchange it with one that will light a fire of energy instead. I like that. Cool. I can focus on that for sure. It's a good call. Well, we are going to have some courses. I'm going to set the intention that quartz energy, if that's what is sort of triggering to someone's migraine, that energy be just gently swept around them. So we can do that too. Chevron amethyst is more of a channel mediumship type of crystal. It helps us to send energy up to our guides, especially requests and messages, and then receiving responses. So it aids in that channeling relationship. Also helps with visionary work, shamanic journeying, any kind of psychopomp work, and it has a strong connection with degenerative diseases, whether it's like orthopedic degenerative or neurodegenerative, whatever it might be. So putting the intention that this help who it's meant to help and be gently shielded from anyone else. So yeah, but thank you for bringing that up too. So there we go. Chevron amethyst. Celestite aids our connection to our higher wisdom, our spirit guides, and in particular, our angels. It can aid in our experience of pain being somewhat diminished and can help us to better connect with those angels to understand our spiritual journey ahead of us and how best to proceed. It can also help with discerning thoughts and fears, like if you can't tell which is which. Focus, motivation, and writing. For writing, definitely blue tiger eye. This is a great stone of protecting the truth tellers and the whistleblowers and fact over feelings as well. Blue tiger eye helps with protecting us while we express and also encouraging us to express ourselves through particularly writing. There we go. Also helps with public speaking and just bold communication in general. And it's also thought to help calm and ease the mind and the spirit too. So if you're stressed out about having to write something, this can be helpful. Something for sore throat. Gotcha. Blue lace agate. This can also aid in expressing difficult emotions with fractures and arthritis, skin allergies, tension headache, but definitely great for sore throat. Sore throat, sore lung, but especially anything impacting the throat. And this can also help with writing to some extent too for Vincent. So that's blue lace agate. And motivation. And I definitely heard like light a fire under me kind of thing too. Let's bring in some polychrome jasper, which can be any number of colors. I love some of the blues that come through it too. But yeah, polychrome jasper helps us to, it's very connected with the Earth Star chakra. So that is our connection to showing up in action in our lives so that we can act upon what we're meant to do to get us to our greater purpose. So very motivating, definitely helps with focus and feeling encouraged and like a renewed drive when it comes to spiritual purpose, soul's purpose. So I think that this will help a lot of us today. And with that, I'm also going to add in Aragonite with Caribbean blue calcite for Chris's request, and I think it really complements that stone too. So as we mentioned, the Earth Star chakra, Aragonite really helps with that, and that's the brownish color in these specimens is Aragonite. The blue is Caribbean blue calcite, and that is connected with our soul star. So that's the above the crown. That's like our spiritual North Star, what guides us to the people, places, things, ideas that can sort of set our soul on fire and give us an idea and a perception of what's possible in the future and even who to connect with and things like that. I think this is going to help Fjord Luna's request as well. So Aragonite with Caribbean blue calcite. Taking a peek, making sure I'm getting everyone's requests. And also with Fjord Luna, like envisioning like changing perspective and seeing something bigger picture. Definitely want to bring in some picture Jasper, which also goes by Desert Jasper. This is everything to do with new ventures, new opportunities, envisioning a new potential going forward, seeing the big picture of what's going on. This is one that also aids with removing fears, that especially the fears that we don't quite acknowledge or understand, or maybe we have them, but we don't know we have them, as well as moving abroad and connecting with new cultures. So broadening one's vision. Peridot, as requested by Chris, can help with breaking up bad habits and like limiting cycles, and also help with finding new and bolstering old friendships that help support the best possible habits that you have for yourself. It's also one that's thought to aid in things like prosperity, friendship in general, fidelity, also like IBS, acidity, Crohn's, that kind of stuff, as well as anger and jealousy. It can help to kind of quell those a little bit. So Peridot is a really lovely stone that does so many wonderful things. So we're going to bring that in. I love it for breaking up the old patterns and the ways that we get into our old ways of doing things. So we'll bring that in. Hematite can be a great aid with grounding and letting go of energy that's just not serving. Sometimes when we feel really stuck, we're holding on to everything we have. It's almost like we're afraid to let go of it because we don't know when we might see it again. This allows us to let go and kind of loosen our load so that we have a little bit more room to accept new things, new ideas, new fresh energy into our lives. So hematite. Let's see. For looping thoughts, focusing the mind, rutilated quartz can be really helpful. For Jennifer, red coral, Lemurian quartz, smoky, and kyanite. Hey, Belinda. Is there a crystal for 2023 that resonates? There's so many that could be good. I would say anything that aids in transition for this part of the year. Hey, Goddess of Four, good to see you. A crystal for 2023 that resonates. I'd really have to think about that. That's a great question, but I'd really have to think about that. Yeah, a lot of transitions and a lot of motivation. Definitely. But yeah, I'd have to think of it. I'll keep doing the motivation and the spiritual purpose ones, because I think that that's a theme today, and I think that that's very much in line with what you're asking. This one will help too. Lemurian quartz, specifically blue mist Lemurian quartz. This can aid in healing the past, whether it's past in this life, like our childhood, or even past lives, whether or not we remember them. This is also helpful for learning about ourselves and our self-healing journey, any type of past life work, any type of releasing emotional pain that's been holding you back, stuff that's been really stuck for a long time. This can be really, really helpful stone. So let's go ahead and put some of this around. Smoky quartz is very protective, and it is also helpful for transmuting energy. That's a great stone for this year. It can help calm, and especially in times of worry. But it's a superb stone for anything having to do with like, wow, this energy just feels really like I need to make a change. I need to make a shift. I need to upgrade or what have you. This can help with literally changing and transmuting that energy, kind of healing that energy. So there we go. So that's smoky quartz. Smoky quartz can come very, very dark, almost black, to barely, barely, barely darker than clear quartz. And I think that was... yeah, we got the kyanite. Existential stuff too. I'll keep thinking about that. Inner peace for you. Let's bring in some snowflake obsidian. This is a good mind-body balance, finding inner serenity, and calming over stimulation type stone. It's also good for seeing, acknowledging, and healing patterns within ourselves, just like peridot can be. This is also great if you struggle with grief, especially, or guilt rather, especially misplaced guilt, but any kind of, if you struggle with feelings of guilt, especially if you find that that holds you back or it really troubles you, this can be a great stone to help you move through the issues related to that. Also helpful for clairaudience, and I know there's been a few people that have requested help with that. Clairaudience is when we're intuitive through what we hear. So this can definitely aid hope after loss as well as inner peace. So for violet integration and for your mom's healing, we have a lot of healing stones, but it's up to you. I know this is a very public forum. If there's anything that you want specific help to, let me know. But we have the epidote, the rutilated, and a couple other stones that I hope that they've covered it. I hope that that's covered it. Yeah, let me bring this in. Let's bring in one piece right there. But yeah, healing for your mom. Let's see. I also want to bring in orange sunstone. This can really help in much the same ways that picture Jasper helped for Fiad Luna as well as Jennifer Vatsa. This can help us to greatly expand our vision of our own potential. And if you're having kind of an existential crisis, that can really help too. Like just an ability to like see some kind of potential that isn't this current swirling. It's very empowering and very encouraging, deeply encouraging. It really helps. This is one that can help light a fire as well. So orange sunstone. Let's do here and here. And I think we are good. Healing for pets, absolutely. Leopard skin Jasper. Leopard skin Jasper helps with not only healing our pets, but helping us connect to our animal guides. Also helps with attracting a soulmate and anything impacting the skin. It's another stone too that has some connections to balance, like physical balance, like gait, physical balance, and even coordination. So that is leopard skin Jasper. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that thing I do. So we've got a pretty full grid, pretty beautiful grid. I'm going to do that thing that I do when I select a couple of stones that I think might be helpful. You all vote on them, and then we get into the healing. So go ahead and chat amongst yourselves. Those of you who might be new, you're not limited to voting for just one of the two. And this marks a good time if you need to take a little loo break or grab something for your own comfort. Now's a great time to do it. And yeah, so just give me a moment to think about what we could potentially use. Like the stream if you haven't already, too. I think I have them already. We're already voting. Awesome. There's a little bit of an inside joke to the voting, so feel free to peek into the comments and you'll see. But here are the stones that I think could be really helpful. One is a mega dose of more pink tourmaline, because it seems like really in alignment with what a lot of you are asking about. This is a big, beautiful piece of pink tourmaline, and in the back of it is mostly other crystals there. But these big streaks of pink are pink tourmaline. This stone in particular was probably in the ground close to iron, which is where it got sort of those rust stains, which is not uncommon. But yeah, pink tourmaline, as we discussed earlier, everything having to do with women's health. Beautiful specimen there. And for motivation, kind of coming alive, feeling sure of yourself and moving forward. This is Bumblebee Jasper. And It is really pretty. It also has sulfur as well as arsenic in it. It's not the best for, say, dropping in water and drinking if you're going to make gem essences. You don't ever need to make a direct water gem essence. I never make direct water gem essences. If you are going to make a gem essence, you can keep the water and the crystal physically separate while merging their energies. But this is one that can really powerfully take our sense of self and like boost it up a bit so that we can bring ourselves and all the beauty that we possess to the world that as we walk into it. So very energizing and very uplifting, very encouraging. So Bumblebee Jasper. So go ahead and vote on which of those two you think would be best for our grid, or you think that benefits or complements our request today the most. While you all do that, I'm going to quickly explain a little of what Reiki is, a little of how it works. And while you're voting, remember to like the stream. Once I finish describing what Reiki is all about and we finish up our vote, I'm going to turn the lights down, turn the music up, and send healing to you wherever you happen to be. So once again, thank you for being here. I'm Danielle Stimpson of Learn Reiki Philadelphia. And if you want to learn more about my live Reiki certification courses that are online, my community Discord, crystal shop, or one-on-one sessions and readings with me, go ahead and check out the link in the description, learnreikiphiladelphia.com. The style of Reiki I work with most is known as Usui Reiki, and it's named for this tradition's founder, and he created this method in the early 1920s in Japan to help modern folks get even more deeply connected with something that they were already fairly aware of, and that's a connection to energy and energy healing. In Japan, of which the indigenous spirituality is Shintoism, the understanding is that everything has a soul and everything is interconnected. The interconnectedness that is celebrated between us and everyone and everything else is also home to additional forces at play, including an energy that is the spiritually guided soul affirming essence. And that's really what Reiki translates to, is spiritually guided soul energy. It's the best English description we have of it. So that energy is already available to all of us, flowing through all of us, whether we're aware of it or not on a cultural level. It's there and it's working. Essentially what I'll be doing today is connecting with that force and directing more of it to you, just to help your body, mind, and spirit do what it already does with that energy. Our body, mind, and spirit is always working with Reiki energy to bring about the greatest level of wellness and balance that we possibly can. Simply having more of it allows your body, mind, and spirit to do what it's already doing even better. You can have special intentions for your healing or be here out of morbid curiosity. Either way, you're going to have a wonderful time. You may experience some physical sensations and just feelings in your body. You may experience some emotions coming up or being released. On a mental level, you may have an opportunity to think some things through that you haven't been able to resolve or hear your subconscious. And on a spiritual level, you may get sudden realizations. You may get intuitions. You may sort of hear the voice of the universe to support you. And on another level, you may just feel really relaxed and take a nap. Probably going to be a combination of all of these things. Every Reiki session is a little bit different, but it's going to be received by your body in exactly the best way that it's going to be used by you. During the session, you don't need to do anything. You can just go ahead, get as physically comfortable as you can, and that's it. You can close your eyes, you can lay down, you can sit up, you can, instead of sitting still and being in your bliss and almost meditation-y about it, you can use this as an opportunity to journal or take a couple of stretches or even throw down a few cards for yourself, whatever feels right to you. During the session, you don't need to focus on anything. You don't need to keep your mind silent. You can simply be. If you feel like your mind is racing and you're not sure it's really fruitful, just take a deep breath in and out. It'll be a natural reset, and then you can kind of come right back in. I'll send Reiki to you all for about 25 minutes. At the end of the session, I'll reopen the chat and welcome you back and invite you to take a few deep breaths and come back to your body. During the session, I'll turn the lights down. You'll notice that the lights will move from several different colors slowly and gently. They will not flash or strobe. And if you enjoy the musical background, you can go ahead and check out our musical creator. She's linked in the description all the way at the bottom. And I'm so happy to have you all here. If you are watching this in the future, hello from the past. Just as Reiki can meet you no matter where you happen to be in relation to me, it can meet you no matter when you happen to be in relation to me. So if you're watching this in the future, or if you're here and you would like to watch other recorded live streams in the future, absolutely go for it. Just have an intention to be open to the healing, and it will absolutely reach you there, because just as the Reiki interconnects us throughout space, it connects us throughout time. So thank you for being here. Those who are here, you can always go ahead and watch the past healing live streams. There's a whole playlist with a couple hundred of them. You can always zip ahead to just the healing or enjoy the hanging out and chat about crystals, whatever feels right to you. And of course, if you want to go ahead and join me live, go ahead and click the subscribe button with your notification bell on so you don't miss an opportunity. So let's go ahead and see what won that vote, I wonder, and then we'll get into the healing. So let's see. Both, Bumblebee, Jasper, and both. Absolutely. Let's do both. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Awesome. Okay, so we'll take this baby. So pretty. Place that right here in the center. And we'll take our Bumblebee Jasper. I'll place one here. We'll get a nice stand to stand this one up. Let's do... There we go. Okay. So with that, everyone go ahead, get cozy. Remember, you don't have to do a darn thing. Just take a deep breath and let the Reiki take its course. I will see you all in about 25 minutes. And yeah, thank you for being a part of the stream. Wonderful to see you. See you in 25. invite you now to take a deep breath in and out. Slowly come back to the space that you're in. Take a deep breath. Thank you so much for joining me today. It was an honor and a pleasure to share some Reiki healing with all of you. If anyone has any questions or anything to share, the chat is open. I don't know about you, but I feel better. You're welcome. Good to see you, W. Thank you, Patty and Goddess of Four. Yeah, I feel better too. I think we all needed that. Yeah, thank you, everyone. One of the key components is the more people come together with the same or similar intention, the greater that intention is magnified. So we all came together for healing. That intention was magnified. The energy available to all is magnified. Yeah, sometimes it is hard to come back. I totally understand. Thank you, Brinley. And you're totally welcome. If anyone has any questions, I'm definitely here to answer them too. And for those of you who might be fairly new, the regular schedule for the live stream, today 4 p.m., but the next is Friday, and I'll be here at both 4 p.m. and 8 p.m., as well as Sunday at 8 p.m., Tuesdays now at 8 p.m., and then Wednesdays, as you know, 4 p.m. Yeah, and I'm recording the Tarot for all 12 signs. I'll be putting up Libra later tonight, and I'll continue recording throughout the rest of the week, so that we'll have all 12 signs available soon. You're welcome, Lisa. Oh, great, Vincent. Really great to hear that. I'm glad you could. I'm going to get ready to go ahead and bring the stream to a close with an abundance of gratitude for every single one of you. I have my Reiki Level 1 class for March is beginning shortly. And if you want to learn more about my Reiki classes, go ahead and visit learnreikiphiladelphia.com. And with that, thank you again for being here. Please like the stream and consider subscribing, and I do hope to see you again soon. Take care of yourselves, and bye for now.